Alright guys, today I just wanted to give you an update on just a couple of the cars I'm working on for my own collection, as well as some of these, finishing up these CITI Financial cars. This number 17, number 16, that were special requests. Like I said, I like to make two of them, you know, and the ones that, that typically are the better of the two, if there's a difference, I'll send that to the one who made the custom request. So let me go over, first of all, these number 17 cars. And this was the car that he drove in 2008. And so there's a couple minor differences that I'm making between these two cars. So everything kind of came together pretty well. Let me move some of these out of the way here real quick. On the nose of the car, you know, the one piece comes up, out. It's the first one that goes on, so you can barely see a little bit of red right there, a little bit of red over here behind the grill, and same thing on this one over here. But as you can see, I left this silver at the bottom. So basically what I did is I applied the decals, and I took my X-Acto knife. I don't normally do this, but I just cut across the bottom here, because on some of the pictures I saw that the front lower valence there on these cars was silver, to match the cowl being silver. And so I wanted to leave that there. So I still need to paint this spoiler black, roof lines black. That's kind of standard for these cars. And then on the side skirts here, some of the cars I see them with black, and actually I also see them with blue, the matching blue here on the bottom of the side skirt that's right now is silver, and I'm going to leave it silver because it's just going to be difficult to match perfectly this blue with a paint, because the decal set doesn't have that blue down there. And so instead of trying to fancy it up and get a blue and try to match it and paint that side skirt, which would be very challenging, I'd rather not miss it with a different, you know, shade of blue, and it would look a little dumb. So I'm just going to leave it silver, and go with the silver lower valence, the silver side skirt, the silver on the cowl there. Again, roof lines will be black. This will be black here, the spoiler. So, but yeah, all in all, this one's coming out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. So this is the one I'll be sending as a to the one who made the custom request. This one I'm doing a little bit differently. I put the decal across the front there, which is black. I'm going to paint the side skirts black on this one, and I'm going to leave the cowl silver. And this was one of the things that I'll show when I get to the 16 car, is I really need to make sure before you start applying decals and before you put the car together, like I'm doing on this, is if the cowl's black, you paint it black at this stage. You don't wait until you're at this stage to try to paint it black. It's just that much more difficult, and any errors that you make, whether you touch the windshield or you don't get it right along the sides or right along that hood decal, it's going to look dumb. And so I'm just going to leave it silver. So this will be black here. I'll paint this black. I'll paint the roof lines black, and this car will be this will probably be an eBay car. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. The bottom is definitely different. When you look at some of the more recent cars, you got an exhaust coming out both sides. You know, normally it looks like this, where the exhaust comes out just one side of the car on the driver's side. But yeah, it's a little weird, a little different on some of these 08, 09 nationwide cars. So I'm still working that. Let me show you the 16 car. So on these two, I'm doing it a little different. So on this one, roof lines are black, spoilers black. I did the side skirts black. The front valence there is black. But I'm going to leave this cowl black. I'm sorry, leave it silver, because it's very difficult to paint it black. Very difficult. I did it on this one. But as you can see, it's not the best, right? I got a little black, extra black there, a little extra black there. I came up a little high over here on the sides. It's not too bad. If you can see, I touched the windshield ever so slightly there. So, and I think I did, I took my time, and I tried to do it as best as I could. So lesson learned here, if you're, again, if the cowl needs to be black, then you paint that thing black before you decal the car and before you reassemble the plastic pieces, because doing it afterwards is a pain. Side skirts I already did black there. I painted those, and this is actually a decal that comes across the front. I like to go a little bit extra and paint on the bottom here black along the sides, just because sometimes when you apply the decal, there's a little bit of the silver that shows underneath the decal, and I don't want that shown, so I go ahead and paint that bottom. So this car's, I think I'm going to put another coat of sealer on it. This will actually go to the one who made the custom request, and you can see I also put in this nationwide banner on there. On the 17 car, I didn't use the banner. I left it because it's got this white printed nationwide on the windshield there. I just left it like that because that's what it looks like. But the decal here on the 2009 car has this little green dot. I have no idea what it even says next to the nationwide banner there. So I applied that one to more match what he drove on the track. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, the cowl being black, I should have painted that ahead of time. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these 4 cars. Just about done with it, just tidying up a couple things to finish those up. Let me show you what else I've made, and these 2 are for my personal collection. So I was watching the race 2002 where Matt Kenseth won in this $1 million challenge car. And the $1 million challenge car that he drove earlier in the year, I think I can't remember if it was Las Vegas or Atlanta, maybe Las Vegas. But the roof was an orange, the back here was orange, and the lower front valence was orange because it was a no-bull race. And you can buy that car, 2002. The way you can tell the difference between the 2002 and 2003 cars is on this back quarter panel here. 2002, it's got AT&T. 2003, it's got Smirnoff Ice. And so these cars actually are pretty rare. I bought this off of eBay. This is the box that it came in. You can see it says 2002 edition, issue number 19. So I have that car, the orange one, but I wanted to make one that matched what he won at Phoenix late in the year, where a fan won $1 million because he won the race. A couple things that I've done with it. Obviously, I painted the spoiler black. It was orange, painted that black. Applied this 17 over top of the orange 17 that was there, because it wasn't orange in his Phoenix race. And I painted this valence, lower front valence black. I also added these decals right here across the front from his it's not a perfect match to what he drove on the track, but it was very much covered up like that and looked similar to that. So I added those decals, added the decals there on the front fender there. You can see it says 76 and Wix, Moog, Clevite, Comp, and Edelbrock on that spot. I also added the decals along the side. It had Ford Racing and the Kraft logo and the Champion logo. I think there was another logo, but I don't have that. So I added that. And then I also added, let me prop it up there. I also added this group of logos here from a 2003 car. It's not a perfect match exactly to what was there, but there was something there on the car that you get from the Team Caliber box. It doesn't have that at all. And of course I touched up the little hood pins and trunk pins along there with aluminum. I touched up the fuel tank there and the overflow tank. And I'm going to do one more thing. See this black 17? In looking at the pictures, it was actually a yellow 17. So I've got that decal, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that on while I'm finishing up this car. So let me do that. Prop the camera up here so I don't drop it. And then of course I detail the underneath. In this case, I didn't drill out the rivets to take apart the car and detail the inside. Really, the only thing that's going to be lacking is that fire extinguisher in there is going to stay. It's going to stay gray, as opposed to me opening it up. Just a lot of trouble to do that, and I'm not sure it's worth it at this point. So, all right. So I've got this 17, this little gold 17. I'm going to cover up this. And it's pretty close to a match, if you can see that. I just got to get it right in the perfect spot to cover up the black. Let me take out some of the water because it's floating in there. So it's not a perfect cover, but it's a little smaller than the black. But that will match more closely to what he drove on the track. And once that dries, I'll put a few more coats of clear sealer on it, and that'll be done. I've never seen this Phoenix 2002 win. I've never seen it. You know, with the black spoiler, the black 17. So that'll be a one-of-a-kind car. And then this particular 2020, let me turn the camera just a little bit here. This particular 2020 McDonald's car will be one that I'm for my collection. And in 2003, Matt drove his Dewalt car, had a yellow signature. You can see it here on this 2002 car. He's got a yellow signature. And so I actually have a yellow signature that I'm going to add to this because, as I said in my other video, for some reason the yellow signature did not show up very well at all in this 2020 decal set. So you can see I'm going to apply that over top and cover up whatever was there. And that will just make that car a little bit more perfect. Sure, his signature has changed over the years. It's kind of funny when you look at some of the earlier cars and that. And this isn't, you know, it's a yellow signature from 2003. But it's better, something that you can actually read and recognize. Because again, the decal set, when you remove the background, the yellow is just too faint, and so when he prints it, Pato prints it, it barely shows up at all. And but this stands out much better. So do that and make this particular car for that much better. So that's that. So it's fun, you know. Pretty happy with that. Turned out pretty well. Again, it's not perfect. I noticed as I add coats of clear sealer on this, I don't know if you can see too well. I'm just going to try to get the angle just right. But as you add coats, sometimes you get a little cloudy film. I don't know if you can see that on the hood there. So it's not like a perfectly clear sealer there. It's a little cloudy. I'm not sure why it does that. Maybe I get it too thick. It happens every once in a while. I don't know if my brush needs cleaned out more. So when I see this effect, I usually try to get some soap and water and wash my brush. But it's got a little bit on the hood there, a little bit on the roof I can see. It's hard to tell it on the sides. I can't really see it much on the sides. But I would like, and again, I'm not sure exactly what causes it. Maybe I get it too thick and it doesn't dry properly. But yeah, so I'll let those decals dry and then I'll be able to package that up. So what I did, something I haven't really done before, was I went ahead, I bought some, kind of peel and stick paper at Walmart, and I made some stickers. You can see this, and I kind of played around with the font and point size to apply these stickers over top of where it said Kyle Larson, and I got that on there. So it's not too noticeable. I mean, obviously you look close enough, it'll show that. But yeah, I think it was a package of 15 8.5 by 11 sheets. And the whole thing is a sheet, basically a peel and stick sheet. And it was like $8, so almost 50 cents a sheet. And so I worked that up, and I printed those off, and then I cut it to size and stuck it on the box. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. It turned out as good as I guess I could expect. And so I'll as I make some more of these 2020 cars until they come out with the Chip Ganassi Matt Kenseth box, and I use a Kyle Larson donor car, I'll use these stickers and I'll stick it on the boxes, and just have that. So it, not perfect, but it's better than saying Kyle Larson on there and I put the Matt Kenseth McDelivery car in there. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about finishing up these Kenseth cars, and I'm gonna take a break from some Kenseth cars, and I'm gonna make some other ones. Let me show you real quick what I've got coming down the river, so to say. Let me just set this here for a second, and I'll grab some of the decals I've got coming. So I had a custom request. So John, if you're watching, I've received the decals. I'll shoot you a message and let you know I got your decals. So now I'm going to be starting on your cars. I know you wanted them done, so I'm going to be working these. But just to show you guys what I've got coming, if I can get a hold of it, check this out. This is a 2020 Kyle Busch. It says Rowdy there. Twix Cookies and Cream. Number 54 Xfinity scheme with the Toyota Supra. So this was actually very difficult. I wasn't sure which background to remove because the car is like this caramel color. So I've got to get some paint. I don't know what I'm going to use just yet, but I've got to look at the paint here, paint the car that color as best as I can, and then apply these decals over top of it. So that'll be a challenge for sure, but that's a car that that's going to be fun to make. It's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be fun to make. So I got that one to work, and then I got a Brandon Jones gelled windows and doors car, JW, number 19, again a Toyota Supra. This is a 2019 car, Menards gelled win from Brandon Jones. So it's, as you can see, it'll be it's a yellow car, and then apply these decals over top of it. That shouldn't be too difficult. That shouldn't be too hard. If I get the right yellow, shouldn't be too bad. I got a Michael Annette car to make. It's number 5 Principal. He drove a lot of the Pilot, Flying J cars. So this is an Xfinity Michael Annette number 5. This is going to be a blue car with the white decals over top of it. So that should stand out pretty nice. Chevy Camaro there, 2018 car. I got another Michael Annette request. This is a 2018 Michael Annette Pilot Flying J, and it's basically white. I had the white removed, and then we'll apply this over top. And you might ask, okay, Doug, why would you have the white removed when most of the car is red? And the reason is, if you can see this front Camaro here, I don't like working these decals across the front nose. They tend to be very problematic. So in this case, I can paint the car white, apply these decals, and it'll look great. I'd rather fuss with these red decals. It shouldn't be too hard. That's not going to be hard. But I'll have to line it up here along the back. It'll be a little challenging where the spoiler hits the red. But at the end of the day, I'd much rather not apply the decals across the nose if I don't have to. So I usually look at the nose first, and if most of the coloring on the nose, or whatever the most color is on the nose, I'll remove that color when I order the decals. So another case in point on that is a 2017 that I'm going to make, Brandon Jones Xfinity car, KCMG. You can see the nose here, it was blue and white, so that's difficult, right? But it looked to be easier to remove the white along the sides than to apply this smaller piece in the middle, and then this black along the sides. So yeah, that's gonna be challenging. And then you can see the blue. The blue has a different shade, right? So you've got this darker shade of blue, and this is a little bit of a lighter shade. You got on the hood, you've got this little ball here with a couple different shades of blue, and I just don't want to mess with that. Oops, I dipped the decal sheet in the water, so don't want to do that. And then the next car is a 2018 Kyle Larson car, DC Solar, and this is a white car, and then I'll apply the blue decals over top of it. And again, you can see how on this nose here, all around the headlights and stuff is all white, so I had that removed. And again, most of the car is white, so it's a fairly easy choice there to have the decal or the background of white removed. Again, 2018 Kyle Larson Xfinity car. So that's kind of what I've got coming. Those are the decals I received, and so yeah, I'm going to start working on those next, and yeah, try to fulfill some of these custom requests that have come in over the last so many months. That's all I wanted to share. Hope you guys are doing well and enjoying these videos, and again, just encouraging you guys, if you want to take on this hobby, it's a challenging hobby, but once you start knocking out a few cars that are real nice, it just kind of becomes infectious. So encourage you to embark on your own, but if not, and you want to just continue to watch how I build these cars and appreciate them, obviously you're more than welcome to do that. So all right, guys, God bless you, have a good day, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.